Hey guys, and how's it going? Welcome to another week's episode of The Fad Show. So in this week, I'm gonna try and cure my Saab 9.5 Aero Wagon of a cancer. I don't know if it's gonna be possible. We might not be able to send it into remission, but we might extend its life a little bit because when I got in there already, it's pretty bad, but stay tuned and we'll see what we can do to help it live a little bit longer life. So here you can see the driver's side, or correction, passenger side. Guess whatever this is, quarter panel, rear quarter panel. It's pretty bad. I think it's actually these Aero Wagon side skirts that caused this to happen on both sides, because when I took it apart there was a bunch of dirt and road debris stuck in there, so I think the dirt just builds up in the side skirt and then rusts out this whole corner, because I mean the rest of the car doesn't have much rust on it, it's just in this one corner. It's pretty bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to repair it without welding, but I'm going to see what I can do. So here's the driver's side, and this side is even worse. It's like completely rusted through the outside shell of the fender liner. So it's pretty bad. This is what I've already had come out of there. So this is probably, I mean, the 4.0 way to do this would be to find a junkyard car and just sawzall out this piece and weld it back in, but I'm gonna see if I can do it just using some like mesh and then fiberglass body filler. It's not the correct way to do it, but for a car with 150,000 miles, I think it will extend the life a little bit and hopefully stop some of this rust. It was kind of a poor design to, well, I don't know, I guess you can't really anticipate junk and stuff getting stuck in there, but it's definitely these Aero side skirts that did it, so I wouldn't be surprised if the non-Aero cars that didn't have this rust problem, but I don't know if that's true, it's just my speculation. So far what I've done is it was just some 10mm bolts to get this fender liner off, and I think those were 8mm to get the side skirt off. There's 2 bolts here and then 2 bolts down below underneath it. So I just took those off and then I pulled this fender liner back, and now the first step I'm going to do is just use a wire wheel and get rid of as much of this rust as I can, and then start to see what I can do to try and save more of it. So that I'm just gonna use my wire wheel and my drill and start cleaning this up the best I can. Alright, so I went ahead and wire wheeled the corrosion, and then I sandpapered after that with 180 grit sandpaper, and then the last thing I did was I used some Rust-Oleum rust dissolver, and that took like that last little bit of surface corrosion out. So I've got everything down to bare metal. So the last thing I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to spray paint it with some rust reformer, which is gonna cover up the rust, create a paintable surface, and then also stop it from spreading, hopefully. So I did the best I could. I think that's gonna be the last step for tonight, because I'm gonna need way more wire meshes to rebuild this whole area than I previously thought, because the rust ended up being a lot worse. But hopefully I can stop it and get a few more years out of this car. So yeah, I'm just gonna spray the area with some wax and grease remover to get everything off there, and then I'm gonna spray it with a rust reformer, and then that'll be it for tonight. I'm gonna get some more meshes, and then I'll come back and I'll Bondo this whole area and restore it before I paint it. Alright, so here's what it looks like with the rust reformer on there. So next time I'll be installing some wire mesh and using some fiberglass Bondo to rebuild this area, and then I'll paint it. But for tonight, I don't have enough of that wire mesh, so I'm gonna call it a night until I get some more. I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Hopefully this will get a few more years out of it. I know it's not the correct way to do this job, but I think for a car that's only worth $3,000, it'll work. Thanks for watching. Alright, now that I've applied my serrated metal patch, I'm going to mix up some fiberglass body filler, which is going to be my base coat for my repair. So you want to get it about a ½ inch high, kind of like that. And then just do a full bead of the hardener across it. Doesn't have to be exact science, but once you start mixing it, you only have about 10 minutes until the stuff hardens. So. Speaking like I'm a professional, but this is my first time doing this myself. So I will say that once I turned the camera off, I got a better hang of it, and I think I just had to give it more time to start to cure because it was too liquidy when I first started. And then it got a lot easier. The other side actually came out even better than this side once I really got the hang of it. But pretty much it. That was a fiberglass body filler, and then next I'll mix up some regular body, or first I'll sand this down and then I'll mix up some regular body filler. Alright, so the last thing I'm gonna do is come in with a little glaze and putty and just give it one last coat to smooth down before I lay the primer down. So here's how it looks after it's been sanded down. You can see the body line's not perfect, but it's alright. Hopefully once I get everything bolted down, it'll be a little bit cleaner, but it's starting to get pretty smooth. I think I'm gonna do one more coat of glazing putty and a little bit more, or one more coat of glazing putty, just because it's not perfectly flat yet. And any little imperfection will show through the paint, so I'm not gonna rush it. We'll do one more coat another day. Still hasn't finished drying all the way yet either. So. Alright guys, so I think that's gonna do it for tonight. I was hoping to get this done and get it primered and painted, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I ran out of time. It was a little longer than I thought. It takes a while for the glazing putty and everything to dry. Glazing putty is still kind of tacky, and I think I want to do another coat just to make sure it's perfectly smooth before I go ahead and paint it, because any imperfections are going to show through. I'm pretty happy with the results though. I mean, it's definitely an improvement. It's kind of the theme with this car is make it better than it was, not perfect, and I think that's going to continue with this. The lines aren't going to be 100%, but I think that it's going to look better than having the rust there. So, and it's amazing how strong that fiberglass body filler is. I was kind of worried about doing it this way and not actually doing it the correct way and welding the panel in, but I think it's going to be plenty strong, especially for this car. Like I said before, it was a $3,200 car, or no, $3,050 is what I paid for this car. That was a different car. That was $3,200. But anyways, yeah, not a very expensive car, so I'm not going to go all out on fixing it. But I'm pretty happy with the results, so next time I'll be primering, and then hopefully painting with one more coat of glazing putty on it. Also, I should get my new HVAC unit in soon, so I can go ahead and start troubleshooting that. And then the other last real thing is just a good paint correction, exterior detail, interior detail. And then I want to eventually do a suspension or front end rebuild or refresh, just all the bushings and stuff. But they have a kit that I want that's currently on back order. So when that comes back in stock, I'll do it. I'm not too worried about getting it done right away. But I hope you guys like this episode. It's going to be a 2-part. I'm happy with the results, and it's a little different. It was my first time doing this, but so I'm happy with how it's come out so far. All right, so thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos of me doing more work on my Saab 95 Aero Wagon, then go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Hope you all have a good day. Thank you.